Director General of Police Pathama Jong Jala Meklea, Ikong Ida Shisha Nongrang, 11 Pau Kajing Sokia Kabajur, Hakabadi Bagajing Nangjale Udrox, Hakasan Nong Shillong, Bakumjuru Ajala Meklea Hi Parkaway. Habakan Bigla Patai Kubor, Ikong Nongrang Ilong, Bamunsua Kandong Shillong Gadi Tangka Kat Kayi, Rementakla Kalalong Sundan Kajakadi, Bakabalai I Kamanang Mi Kisi Kanang Boon Kisamla, Kibangop Akin di Kijing Di Kibasnil. Ilong Gadi Kamram, Jungka Imlang Kasang Banpej, Telakam. Ya kan dia kena bagi Samla kena mengat hakini kijing di kebasniu.
A lot over, especially in the recent past, it's very disturbing, especially to me, because with my experience earlier in Jainti Hills, and subsequently in East Khas Hills, Shillong was usually a transit point, but now it's become a consumer, and despite all the seizures and everything we've not really been able to make a dent into actually the supply system. While there have been very commendable efforts by the ANTF in some cases, but in a number of cases we've not really taken we've not been able to take the action that we needed to take, and we've been faulted at a number of instances in court. Our cases have not held up, so that deterrence factor is not there. Yes, drugs and the issue of drugs, especially the increasing crimes related because of the drug usage, especially amongst the youth and different sections of society. That is a concern which affects not only us, but it would affect not only our generation, but it would. I've seen what the effect that drugs has on at least 2-3 generations after this also. So it's something that we need to work together very closely, not only with the law enforcement, the other agencies that are involved in the fight against drug, but also especially with the families and the society at large. But we would like to drill down to the families, because one thing I've noticed about us is we like to talk about it, but we don't really do much about it. And when it comes to my family, it's okay. No, it's not to be discussed.
The Social Welfare Minister, Paul Lingdo, he had asserted the need to really stop the supply of drugs at the entry points to Meghalaya. What do you think of this?
That is only one of the aspects, I would say, as to how we would go about. How best to tackle the drug menace. Yes, if we could get them at the entry point, yes, nothing like it. But the fact of the matter is, we have a very porous thing, and and the national highway passes through Meghalaya, so there are limitations on the amount of checking you can do, and drugs is something that is so easy to conceal. So unless there's very specific information, even if we could be checking the right vehicle, but unless we know where to look, it's very difficult to be.
Habaklan na kawi pat kalyang ilong ba kijing klumar kijing hi kimdi bang kata satya ya kisamla hakalyang kijing Pule kijing ki bodo pening kijing jele kijing sniru pada pening kijing hi kani kamdi bang kata satya ya kisamla jong kejela il ai nuksa bagi don kisamla na po Manipur ke bala pendap ya civil service exam akan dikasnam government ke bu na pening jong ki kila don ki Pule ha Shillong komta amdi ban ong ba ka Shillong kampiang ke jaka Pule ni ka shonga kisamla bakin treshitom.
Actually, I would like to say that I think we are our young our youth from Meghalaya have not really been challenged. Because it's for example, like this year, when you look at the people and the fact that we had absolutely nobody from the state who qualified for the examination. We had as many as 8 people from Manipur, despite all 10 people from Manipur despite all the trouble that Manipur had. Of those 10 people, do you know that 3 of them studied in Shillong, 2 of them right up to college, and 1 of them did the preparation and was successful in Shillong itself. So to say that Shillong does not have that capacity, or that the education, we need to do this for the education, this, that, I think that is funny. Where the civil services are concerned, it's become much more competitive over the years. It was quite different 30 years back when I started with the civil services. It's very different now. The competition has increased much more. Our youth need to realize that they have to, if it's something that you really want, you really have to struggle for it. It's not that I mean, there have been umpteen number of whether IPS or IAS officers from the state who have qualified before. The examination pattern has not changed very much. But the number of people contesting, the competition for it, yes, has increased. So commensurate with that, the amount of effort that is required will have to be much more than what has gone before.